You're hungry.
Bring the meeting to order. I'll call the Board of Supervisors meeting to order.
I'll call the City Council meeting to order.
Is anybody wishing to address the board on an issue not on the agenda? On the agenda item, we can address that then, but if you have anything else you wish to address the board, you can do that right now. Seeing none, join me, Supervisor Walden. Almighty God, the greatest Savior, your ever-enduring guidance, we ask you to clothe us in wisdom and fortitude that we may defend our knowledge and fact intelligently among all humanity of whom we serve. Amen. Agenda approval additions and resolutions. We have a motion to approve the agenda. Megan, motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, we will take up discussions. you guys can kind of fill in and let me know if your hand's up or you have anything. Okay, we're going to talk about discussion and possible adoption of the community swimming pool joint powers agreement. Who would like to do that?
Members, before you today is the third draft of the proposed JPA agreement that would widely establish the Blue Lake Valley Joint Power Agency that would oversee the construction and later operation of the swimming pool. There are just a couple of minor changes from the agreement that we saw last week. The first one is we changed the wording to add the word to the board director based on election cycle. That's section 4.1. The agreement just have a blank after election board cycles somehow had to be dropped out of there. And then in section 9.2D, the agreement had to be written forward, or should have been audited. Those are the only changes to the agreement. That's what we discussed in the past. At the board's request, I have drafted some language to make some of the changes that were discussed at our board meeting. The two principal changes are one, that the agreement would stay in place for 15 years, and so I suggested wording changes to section 3.1 and changes to Article 13. And then the second suggestion was that any debt financing would have to be approved by both member agencies, and I made that changes by adding section E to 9.2 in the staff report. Those are not yet in the proposed agreement for you. If it's a pleasure of the board, city council to adopt those, the motion to amend to add that language.
Okay. Supervisor, the city council, any comment before we go to the public comment?
Yeah, I'd like to, because I just received the corrections you just made this morning, and I have my older papers that I corrected, that some of the items that were troubling me, and you did mention them, but I want to be able to discuss mine and make sure that what you said that I'm getting this morning covers what I have concerns. That's not a joint power. See, under 9E was 9C under mine, and I went back and I wanted that, I had no problem with that, you deleted that, that's fine. But I want to go step by step, because I really have a problem with this directions on these forms.
You're talking about the
Joint powers.
Go ahead, you know that.
Okay, if I may just go step by step through what I have gone over mine, and since you've looked at yours, and I haven't had time to permit me that. Okay. On Article 2, purpose, 2.1, under the authority will plan, finance, implement, manage, own, and operate a multi-jurisdictional recreational system and swimming pool. I have very concerned with that, because I believe this body here are the elected body, and I'll get further into that, why I know I'm very concerned with that. Let's move on to the next one, if you will, which is concerned is under Article 5, Powers of Authority, 5.3 on the old one. I don't know if it's that on the new one. Authority may adopt budgets, determine fees and dues of members, retain personnel, retain legal counsel, retain consultants and engineers, acquire grants, hold leases, and dispose of real personal property, use the power of eminent domain. Okay, I have a real concern with that. I don't know if you addressed it on yours. The other one is 5.5. The authority may incur debt and issue bonds for any like instrument in order to efficiently provide the service enumerated herein in compliance with the pertinent section of the government code of the state of California. And I highlighted the specific, the authority can incur debts on its own under any law authorizing a joint power authority to do so, including Government Code Section 6540, so forth, and Mark Lewis Local Bond Pooling Act of 1985, Government Code Section 6584. The authority can use lease, financing certificates of participation, and so forth. And that's the little section I would have a problem with. The next one is 5.6. The authority shall defend, hold harmless, and indemnify the members of the authority. Okay, under 5.10 of the next page, the authority shall determine the amount each member shall contribute to the funding of the authority. That was all that was on page 3 that I had. And I think I have one more concern. The one you removed was on my C here was the annual contribution. The other one was D, and I think you removed this one. If a member agency,
I'm sorry, section,
Which one is that?
that's on, that would be number, 9.2. Is it 9.2? Yeah, under 9, and be 9.2. And I'm down under D now, and I think you removed this. If a member agency fails to make the annual payment, the authority shall be authorized to withhold the annual payment from the member's property tax allocation. And I think you've taken that out.
Scott, here, what I did is I changed the word authority to auditor. The auditor would have that authority if this adoption.
I still would have a problem with that because
But the only change
I'll address that later.
The only change I made was change that one word.
Okay. I think the other two, I little concern was the agreement under Article 12, the amendment. I just kind of just circled that because it was a concern, but not that big. Article 13, withdrawal. And at the point, it says upon withdrawal, a city, special district, or county retains its financial obligations for current contract executed to fulfill this agreement and assumes that responsibility at its own expense. That was the one I had on. I think that was the last one I had. Those are the only ones I highlighted. I had time to go over them, and that's what I voted against on that issue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody else want to say the word?
Marty, if you could just go over again about what was shored up about the withdrawal and how to, and going over your things, I know you haven't you addressed it, but I just want to make sure I know.
On the second page of my staff report,
Yeah.
these are what we talked about last Tuesday, and you and the member of the board wanted to be able to consider this language. So as I understood, the two principal objectives was to make sure the agreement stayed in place for 15 years. And the second was that any debt financing that would be incurred by the agency would have to be ratified by both members. So to achieve the 15-year, I amended section 3.1, perhaps suggesting language to amend section 3.1. That's bold in black right there for 15 years from the date of adoption, thereafter, until thereafter terminated. So basically it says the agreement stays in place for 15 years. And then in Article 13, again, the same objective, the County of Lassen, City of Susanville shall not withdraw from this agreement 15 years from its effective date. Subsequently, any member may withdraw pursuant to the other provisions of 90 days. What is the end of the year? So those two would achieve those objectives if they're adopted by the board and it's adopted agreement.
And then, so, also, any financing agreements that are in place, both parties are obligated to.
If you adopt the language to require that, then they would have to be if the JPA entered into a debt financing agreement pool, then that would have to be first ratified by the member agency of the city of Canada. If
talk on the, how it was before about the 90-day option to withdraw that, so just explain how that changes now.
What it said originally was that any agent could get out on the beginning of any fiscal year if they give a 90 days notice to member agencies. Now, if you adopt the language, that section would not go into effect for 15 years.
That's how I read it.
Any more questions on board? City Council? If not, we're here for the public. Anybody from the public wish to address the board and City Council on this item?
Mr. Chairman, there is a sign-up sheet up there that is, so we get your name on the record.
I just have a request, could you raise your voices just a little bit?
Is it hard to hear?
Yes, extremely.
Okay. You guys speak loud.
Okay, the request is anybody speaking, so there's a piece of paper, to put your name in there, that way we'll make sure we get you correctly in the record.
Anybody wish to speak on this issue? Stand up front here.
I know you guys, sorry, my name's Risa Rice, and I know everyone's heard me speak on this matter before. I've been to the county meetings, I've been to the city meetings. And just a quick background history, obviously everyone in Susanville wants a pool. I was privileged enough to be part of this community my entire life. I was privileged enough to be here when there was a swimming pool. I was privileged to be a member of the swim team, to use it for public swim. And then I was honored as I turned 18 and graduated high school that I was allowed to become a lifeguard and to teach swim lessons and teach our youth how to swim in this community. And that ended almost a decade ago. It's been 10 years, I want to remind everyone, and that's 10 years too long. The people are here today to support a people. The people are here today I don't think anyone here cares if it's a new pool, if it's the old pool, what's going to happen. We're here begging you, asking you to come up with a solution, and that's what the JPA is for. It goes to the public vote, and even if it's the majority of the people want the pool, we know it's not a simple majority vote. It's not 51%, it's not 52%, it's not even 60%. It's 66, 67% of the people, of the voters would have to vote for. Even if 65% of the public wants a pool, it's not going to pass if it goes back to a vote. And that's what troubles me, because I keep hearing it say, go back to the vote, go back to the public. And I feel like that's not a valid option anymore. It's been a decade. We've had a decade. It's gone to the public before. We've had a decade to figure this out. And now we're coming, requesting you guys, begging and pleading you guys, because this is something that our city needs, that our children are missing. Our AD people are missing. Our disabled people are missing out of their lives. And we are just asking you to vote yes for a JPA so we can figure out and hammer out the options to make this valid, to give it validity, to bring the city and the community a pool. That's all it is. It's a simple yes vote to hammer out the details, whether it's the old pool, the new pool, outdoor pool, indoor pool, whatever kind of pool it is. That's what this community wants. And it isn't just a simple majority. And we know that if it's brought to the vote. We're asking you to create a JPA today in order for this to go through, in order to hammer out the details that are going to be argued about, in order to figure out, so there's not too many cooks in the kitchen, so that we can figure out a solution to the problem of this community and this town and this county not having a pool for its youth and for the people of the community. And that's all I have to say.
Who's next, sir?
Unfortunately, you all know who I am. I come here every time to say this, and I want to keep it as short as I can. I agree with everything she just said, and I also want to remind you that it's not just one or two groups that I'm worried about. I'm worried about the older people that have health conditions, and aerobics, and new babies, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts being able to get their merit badges, classifications, and also to have a swim team, to have everyone who wants to use the pool, to be able to use the pool. So I don't want to make the pool so multi-use that it's too expensive, but I do want everyone to realize that you have probably 10 or 15 different types of people that are interested in the pool, and I just don't want any of them left behind. Thank you very much.
Very good, Dan.
Good morning. My name is Carrie Lassen. I'm a physical instructor for Lassen Community College. I'm also the sports programmer.
For Lassen County Special Olympics. We have been without a pool for some time, 10 years. And just from my vision of what's going on with our disabled population, yes, we can give them fitness in our fitness center. But some of them would do so much better with their mobility if they were in a pool, being able to move a lot more freely and better. Also working with our senior population. I found out that they're getting older. All of you aren't there yet, but you will be. And the pool will be the thing that you will totally want for your fitness. If you don't pass this, you're going to regret it down the line. Not only for yourselves, for everybody else that's coming forward. So please, think about passing the pool.
Name's Alex Salisbury.
You gotta grab it, there you go.
Name's Alex Salisbury, live here in Susanville. I voted no on the pool twice. And all I'm asking, whatever you decide, make a good plan. I want the opportunity to vote on it again. You're coming in the back door if you just vote yes and have the pool. Put it before the voters. Thank you.
I didn't really plan on saying anything today, but I want you to know what having the pool has meant to me. I have swam in the Roosevelt pool since I was 8 years old when we moved here. I took swim lessons there. At school, we had aquacades there. My children took swimming lessons there. They were part of the swim team. I was a junior lifesaver there. I have done water aerobics there. My mother did water aerobics. I swam laps until the pool was closed. So it's been a part of my life ever since I've lived in Susanville, and I'm 71 years old now. But what I'd like to say, if you put it to a vote, I think the reason it didn't pass before is because it was just Susanville. But if you would put it to the whole county, I'm sure it'd be more successful. And I don't really know that we need to vote. We really do need this. We really do. Our kids are missing out. They are. They need to learn to swim. They need activities. And older people like me need a place where we can exercise that doesn't hurt our joints. We really do need the pool. Please, I beg you. We do need a pool here in Susanville. Thank you.
I agree, we do need a swimming pool, and really bad because Carrie's one of the people that do the Special Olympics swim team for Lassen County for Special Olympics. So we do need a pool in this town, so please vote, people, we need a pool in this town bad. Thank you so much.
My name is Tracy Langslet, and I just want to say that you guys have the opportunity to do something incredible for the people of Lassen County. And please, please don't let this opportunity slip away. People across the board, from Olivia to the elderly to the disabled, they would all benefit from it, and they all deserve it. And I hope that anger or resentment over Sierra Park falling through, I hope that that will not preclude you from affording the people of Lassen County the opportunity to have a swimming pool. Thank you.
I pretty much agree with everybody up here. We do need a pool badly. We need some kind of activity for the kids, the adults. The only thing I can say, if you're gonna do it right. Quit wasting our money. Think about it, think what you're gonna do. As everybody I don't know if they know, but this past year, 3 members, city council members turned down $2 million grant for a park. Turned down $2 million, which we could have probably used for the park, or for the pool, or put the pool within inside the park. So like I said, we definitely do need something for the community, a pool. I'm not disagreeing, but just make sure you use the money wisely. This way, 30 years from now, it's not looking like Roosevelt Pool again, and we're in the same situation as before. Thank you.
Anybody else? Down in the back.
I'd just like to say, it's not the same as when all of us were little and you could just send your kids anywhere to the, sorry, I get really nervous when I have a cold, but you can't send your kid just to the lake, or you can't just let them always walk to a river anymore. It's very dangerous. I don't know if you've even looked up like how many sexual predators are like in the area, which you can now do online, which makes it twice as scary to send your kids anywhere. But on top of that, like the drug influence is a big influence, whether we like to say it is or not. And so I think it's important that our kids do have some place where you feel comfortable dropping a teenager off at a pool, that they could go and enjoy sometimes. And you don't have to worry about all the other influences. And beyond that, I think for people with disabilities, sorry, I know where she's going. It would be very amazing as an advocate for people with disabilities. I can't see taking a wheelchair all the way down and to the river. I mean, everybody says, well, go to the lake. I mean, it's hard to get into the lake. Just, I don't know, you can go take my son if you like. He's bored. I'll let you guys drag him out of the car and all this stuff down to the lake and see how fun that is. And so, on top of that, try dragging a wheelchair down to the lake. It's impossible. There's a few spots you can try to get somebody in. It's very important. And although right now you guys are all in great physical condition, or I am, it's not always going to be that way. So I think it's very important that you look at the disabilities and understand that we're thankful for our health today, but it may not be there tomorrow. And you may have to depend on a swimming pool and put yourself in that situation. Because what are you going to do? And I would just like you to please vote yes. Thank you.
Anybody else? Seeing none, we bring it back to the board.
I'm going to stand up because I know it's hard to hear, but I would just like to say, I would like to thank everybody for coming, not only today, but all the previous times. And I would like the community to know, I'm every much as passionate about a community swimming pool as anybody in this room. Like so many of you, I share similar stories of my kids, well, my eldest, swimming at Roosevelt. I know many of the community has used that pool and has memories of it. And I do want to say, it's a shame that it has been a decade without a pool, but the silver lining in this is that I think it's the way it's working out with a team effort with the county and the city is the way it should be. Both entities